Hello everyone. Welcome to Confessions Jury, where people put themselves on the spot, waiting for your judgment. Sit comfortably and listen carefully, as you're about to hear today's cases. You hold the hammer and you apply the law. Let us have your verdict down in the comments section. As always, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Let's head on to our first case. Case 1. Am I the bad person for telling my sister her dream wedding is ruining my life? So, here's the situation. My 28F sister, Ashley, 25F, is getting married in March, and it's supposed to be this fairy tale, Pinterest board, over-the-top event. I'm talking a literal castle venue, designer everything, and a wedding party that looks like it stepped out of a bridal magazine. I'm her maid of honor, and at first, I was so happy for her. She's my little sister, and I wanted her to have her dream day. But now, it feels like my entire life revolves around her wedding, and I'm losing my mind. For starters, Ashley picked this blush rose theme, which is apparently code for everything being stupidly expensive. She insisted that we all buy these custom-made bridesmaid dresses from a boutique. Mine alone was $500, and when I told her I couldn't afford it, she offered to loan me the money. Translation, she'd hold it over my head forever. On top of that, there's been the engagement party, the bridal shower, the bachelorette trip to freaking Napa Valley, and all these little extras like personalized gifts for her and the groomsmen. I've had to max out my credit card, dip into my savings, and cancel a trip I'd planned with my boyfriend of 5 years. He's upset because we were going to visit his parents in Italy, but I couldn't afford it anymore. When I told Ashley, she said, "Well, your relationship will still be there after my wedding." This is a once-in-a-lifetime event for me. Like, what? It gets worse. She's demanding I take 3 days off work to help with last-minute wedding prep. I already used up most of my PTO for her other events, so now I'll have to take unpaid leave. When I told her that, she got super teary-eyed and said I wasn't being supportive enough. She even called our mom, who guilt-tripped me by saying, "It's just money, and family comes first." The breaking point came last week when Ashley asked if I'd change my hair color. For context, I have red hair natural, mind you. Ashley said it clashes with the aesthetic she's going for and asked me to dye it brown just for the wedding photos. I laughed because I thought she was joking. She wasn't. When I refused, she started crying and told me I was being selfish and ruining her day. I finally snapped and told her that her dream wedding is turning into a nightmare for everyone else and that I'm tired of her treating me like I'm a slave for her Instagram perfect life. She called me a jealous, bitter bitch and said I'm trying to sabotage her happiness. Now, my mom and a few other family members are on her side, saying I'm overreacting and that weddings are stressful. My boyfriend says I need to set boundaries, but I feel like if I back out or stand my ground, I'll be the villain. I love my sister, but I'm drowning here. So, Reddit, am I the bad person? What do you guys think? Lay down your ruling in the comments section and let's move on to our next story. Case 2. Am I the bad person for refusing to let my sister use my wedding as a gender reveal party? So, here's the deal. I, 29F, am getting married in about 2 months to my wonderful fiancé, 31M. We've been planning this wedding for over a year, and honestly, it's been a bit of a circus, but we're finally getting everything together. Enter my sister, 26F, who's pregnant with her first child. Super exciting for her and all, yay babies. Now, my sister is one of those Pinterest-loving, gender reveal party enthusiasts. She's been planning this big reveal since she found out she was pregnant, and I swear her Pinterest boards are a terrifying mix of pink and blue confetti, cake explosions, and, at one point, a questionable plan involving colored smoke bombs. You get the idea. Last week, we were having a family dinner when she casually drops the bomb, pun intended, that she'd love to do the gender reveal at my wedding reception. You know, when everyone's already gathered, spirits are high, and all that jazz. She even had a plan ready. Halfway through the reception, she'd cut the cake, and boom, it's either pink or blue inside. She seemed genuinely excited, but I was a bit taken aback. I told her I'd think about it, but honestly, I wasn't thrilled. I mean, it's my wedding day, right? I want it to be about me and my fiancée, not about a baby we didn't make. So, after mulling it over and talking with my fiancée, who was also not keen on the idea, I politely told her that I didn't want to include the gender reveal in our wedding festivities. I suggested she have her own party another day, and I'd be more than happy to help plan it or bake the cake or whatever she needed. Well, my sister wasn't too happy about my decision. She said I was being selfish and that it would be a special family moment. My parents are kind of on the fence, but my mom did say something about how it would be a cute memory. Meanwhile, my dad just keeps nodding and staying out of it, which is basically his strategy for everything. Now I'm here, second-guessing myself. Was I being too selfish? I mean, weddings are about family too, right? But also, I kind of want this day to be about my fiancé and me, without a side of gender reveal. So, am I the bad person for putting my foot down on this one? Would love to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think of this one? Let us know in the comments section and let's move on to our next story. Case 3. Am I the bad person for breaking up with my live-in GF who moved cross-country to live with me for what she said about my sister and her kids? I, 29M, grew up in a fundamentalist Baptist family. At 15, I left home and moved in with my uncle. I have a little sister, 24F, who I made sure to keep in contact with. I always let her know that if she ever wanted to get out from under our family, I would do whatever it takes to help her. I went cross-country for college and grad school. While in grad school, I met my GF, 26F, and we have been together 5 years. In July, I got a call from my mentor offering me a job back in my home state. It would be a great opportunity for my career, so I took it. The plan was for my GF to move too in November. In mid-September, I get a call from my sister. She asks me if her and her kids, 5F and 4M, can stay with me. I immediately say yes. I call my girlfriend on the way and tell her what is going on. She sounds frustrated but is understanding of why I need to get them. In November, my GF moves here. My sister and her kids are still here. My sister mostly keeps to herself, but I spend a lot of time with my niece and nephew when I am not working. My sister is preparing to take the ACT so she can start at the community college this summer. After Christmas, one of my GF's friends came out to visit. I was planning to go with my sister and the kids to see my uncle while my GF and her friend went out for brunch. I ended up not feeling well, so I stayed home and was in our bedroom. They came home and were having a rather loud conversation. The acoustics in our house are such that you can hear what is happening in the kitchen pretty clearly in our upstairs bedroom. They were making fun of my sister. They were talking about how she dresses, talks, and acts. It went on for quite a while. The friend asks my GF how she puts up with it. My GF says, "I knew OP likes fixing broken shit. I guess that applies to his family too." They both laughed. It took everything in me to not march downstairs and end things right there and kick them both out. Her friend left a few days later and I was being distant. She asked what was going on and I told her what I heard. Her face turned pale and she apologized. I told her it didn't matter because I could not unring that bell and that I am contemplating breaking up. She started crying, saying how she has sacrificed her life by moving to be with me and left her family, friends, and job. She has no job or anything here and I am being unfair. She said we should be able to work through this. My perspective is I no longer want to be with her if that is truly how she feels about my family. Am I the bad person if I break up with her? Can't wrap my head around that story. What do you think? Who is in the wrong there? Let us know down in the comments section and let's move on to our last case. Case 4. Am I the bad person for wanting to leave my husband because I can't deal with the weaponized incompetence anymore? This is one example from today. He has done things much worse than this and does them regularly. I feel like I have a third son, not a partner anymore. I had my son, 2M, booked for an audiology appointment this morning at 8 a.m. I was rostered to work, so told my husband he had to take him to the appointment and then drop both our boys at daycare. Not hard, he works away in the mines, so I do things like that all the time, as I'm sure you all do too. I woke up at 6 a.m. for work today, go in and wake him up so he's running on time, and get hit with OMG, I'm so sick, I'm sweating, I've got a sore ear, I've been up every hour, so I say, oh, that's no good. Well, once the kids are at daycare by 9 a.m. you can come back to bed all day. To be met with no, absolutely not, I'm too sick. You have to take the kids to daycare. He hadn't taken any Panadol, ibuprofen, anything. Just flat out refused. So he not only makes our boy miss an important appointment, but then also makes me late for work because I normally wake up at 5 a.m. to get the kids and I ready and fed when I do daycare drop-off before work when he's not here. I text him saying if I get home and he's not dying in bed, he'll wish he was dead. He texts back saying, I'm so sorry, I hate letting you down, I'm seriously unwell. I ignore him for the rest of the day, get home from work, he's not here. I ring him, he's at shops buying groceries because we have no food. He's also cleaned the house spotless out of guilt. Well darn, that must be one of the quickest recoveries ever made. I just can't deal with the weaponized incompetence anymore. He thinks I'm being harsh and unfair. I think he's taking the actual piss and honestly have thought of pulling the pin. What's your thoughts? Am I just being a nag? You've sat down, you've listened. Now, it's time to state your ruling. What is it gonna be? Let us have it down in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more cases like these. In life, we may run, but we can never hide from true justice. Stay safe, everyone.